People are finally starting to wake up. They are not fully awake yet, but we're getting there. For months, maybe even years at this point, I don't even know anymore, I've been saying things that at first got me nothing but hate. Season of Discovery is a mediocre product at best, and that's before we even talk about the fact that it's seasonal, which goes against one of the most basic foundations of what an MMO even is. But even if we ignore that, comparing Season of Discovery to what the better private servers have managed to do while trying to emulate a Classic Plus experience is laughable at best. And if we don't compare it to private servers and completely ignore the seasonal aspect, it's still just a bad product because of what it is. I'm not gonna go into that again because I already made an entire video about it. Go watch that if you are curious. Another one, I was never hyped for TBC Anniversary at all. I like TBC, not even remotely as much as I like vanilla, but I do like TBC, just not enough to play it again or get excited over this zero effort, uninteresting re-release. Then you add the fact that Blizzard, together with the community itself, completely bastardized the game with all the bullshit microtransactions, and I honestly find it really hard to not consider it just plainly stupid to even play TBC at this point. You are paying a monthly sub to replay an expansion that was a replay of the original expansion that is objectively worse than the original, while much better alternatives exist for free in the World of Warcraft universe and in other franchises as well. I also said that Wrath of the Lich King is overrated as hell, and I still stand by that. Once again, I already made a full video about it, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it here, but because that expansion is overrated and because the anniversary version will once again be absolutely plagued by microtransactions, which by the way I want to reiterate again, the community is at least as responsible for, if not even more responsible than Blizzard. Because of all of that, I have absolutely zero interest in playing it either. Regardless of whether it comes before or after Classic Plus, I could not care less. I also said that retail is dogshit in many ways. To be fair though, in that case, I don't get that much hate for it, of course. The point is, for at least the past year, I've basically been repeating one big message through many of my YouTube videos. What Blizzard is doing with World of Warcraft is pathetic. We're getting served shit and we have to pay for the privilege of eating it. And slowly I started seeing more and more people finally realizing it. Maybe I actually deserve something better. Maybe I should expect more from the multi-billion dollar company. Maybe the fact that some random guy in a basement in Bosnia can do 10 times the work that Blizzard does in 10 years and he does it in a week and he does it better isn't actually a good thing. Now obviously not everyone has reached that conclusion. There are still people, apes, buying level boosts in a worse re-release of a 20-year-old game, happily playing retail and so on, but still. And probably the biggest sign yet is that even streamers, who generally aren't exactly the most critical of Blizzard, are starting to say this kind of thing as well. The biggest recent example, of course, is Joker, who decided to quit. What a surprise when I said that the new Season of Discovery experiment would die after a few short months. People called me stupid. SOD is amazing, bro, SOD is amazing. Yeah, right. But anyway, let's watch a bit of Joker's video for 1 second.
Blizzard's like blueballing me. Blizzard is like, hey, wait till BlizzCon, then we got something cool to announce. Fair play. Until then, get fucked, I guess. Oh, there's a cool private server I want to play. That is like exactly kind of what I want to play WoW, but I can't play it because they don't let you and they're suing it. So in the meantime, just what do I do? Yeah. You know what? I'm protesting. I'm alt-4ing. I'm canceling my WoW subscription right now. This is not okay, bro. Until there is a good version of WoW to play, I will cancel my subscription. Because what am I doing? I'm being a massive hypocrite here, logged into this game, where there's a more interesting version of WoW to play that I can't even stream, by the way, right? And I would love to stream it. And I'm sitting here waiting for BlizzCon for them to announce something cool, but BlizzCon is still not here yet. It's still 2 months away. What am I supposed to do for 2 months? Sit here and play a version of WoW that is less interesting than what they're going to announce, and what's currently available in this massive... I feel like I'm a massive hypocrite for doing that. So I'm going to uninstall... Sorry guys, I can't do this. I feel like my human nature... I was having fun with the SOD event, by the way. I was really enjoying it. But the moment that server came out, I'm like, fuck, that's like way better than this, man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, and I can't stream, I can't play it. What the hell, dude? Like, it literally makes absolutely no sense what Blizzard is doing, bro. I don't know what they want from me. What else can I do?
This is the kind of sentiment that is slowly starting to rise. Finally, fucking finally. And that's the sentiment I want to talk about for a second, but before we do, I just want to cover myself so I don't look like a hypocrite. Because I know exactly what some of the comments would otherwise say. But you still pay Blizzard, but you still play WoW. Although to be fair, the extra engagement would be nice, it wouldn't hurt. But no, I don't do any of those. Not really. My World of Warcraft subscription has been cancelled since February. The only reason I can still log in and play and record footage for my videos is because of the millions of gold I made during the first few days of Shadowlands, plus one extra million, kind of, something like that I made throughout Dragonflight, The War Within and Midnight. Back in Shadowlands I made that gold because I actually planned to play the game and have fun. Kind of stupid, but hey, it serves me well right now. In the later expansions, I did it simply because whenever Blizzard releases a new expansion, it's easy to make the gold for a token or two in the first few days. As I'm recording this, I have enough gold left for 3 months. Almost 4 if I decide to farm a little in retail. And I don't really play the game that much anymore either, not even remotely close to how much I used to. I basically never touch retail outside of playing through the newest dogshit lore so I can make the lore videos where I piss on it, and that only happens every 4 months or so. As for Classic, I still log in from time to time, but only because I have one very personal goal. I want every class at 60 in Hardcore. I have only Shaman and Warlock left, and that's it. If I wasn't on my 10 billionth attempt on my Shaman because I keep dying, I would probably not play Classic at all either. As much as I love Vanilla, 7 freaking years with basically no updates is too much, even for one of my favorite games ever. Right now I'm replaying the entire Half-Life series. Half-Life 2 is in my top 3 games of all time. Small trivia about the channel here, but my name is not actually Ivan, guys. Ivan the Space Biker is the code name Valve gave Gordon Freeman before they released Half-Life 1. Keep that between us. Anyway, I'm also playing old school RuneScape and a lot of ranked Warcraft 3. That's where almost all of my gaming time goes. World of Warcraft is maybe 5-10% of it. 20 at most, and once my retail gold runs out, I'm not farming more retail gold. Fuck that. If Classic Plus doesn't come out, or it does come out and it's bad, I'm also not resubbing. That is my situation. Now, that being said, things would be completely different if Classic Plus actually existed and it was good. In that universe, the ratio of the time I play video games would probably be reversed. 90 or 95%, maybe just 100% straight up, would be World of Warcraft. But that's not the universe we live in. We live in a horrible universe, and Blizzard hasn't released a good fucking game since 2016, 10 years ago. That's when Overwatch was released, and that's when Legion was released. Since then, everything they've released has ranged from mediocre to complete dogshit. And no, I do not count Classic. Classic is great, but it's a re-release built on work that the current Blizzard had almost nothing to do with. So yes, I'm genuinely happy to see the tide finally starting to shift. Finally, people are realizing there are much better games out there. They're realizing we deserve more for the money we pay. They're realizing Blizzard shouldn't get a free pass and they are dogshit. Not everyone, but more and more people. It's great to see. It's also bittersweet because it's so fucking late. Season of Discovery came out in 2023, 3 years ago, and even that wasn't remotely close to what private servers managed to build. If more people had called it out back then, instead of pretending that Season of Discovery was a revolutionary masterpiece, that it was even decent, maybe in that case, maybe if more people wouldn't be so happy to eat dog shit, we would already have Classic Plus. Maybe Classic Plus would have had the budget and the ambition to compete with something like Turtle WoW. Instead, people happily ate up another seasonal dog shit experience. Season of Discovery, seasonal uninspired content, so yummy. And now it's July 2026, we still don't have even an announcement for Classic Plus.
And that's not all we're cooking up. I can say with confidence that all Classic players across the globe have a lot to look forward to. I'm really excited to announce that... I guess we'll save that for later.
Help! Help! Help me! Help!
Look, it feels so embarrassing to admit that you play Classic WoW in 2026 and know what the guys playing OSRS get, or the guys who play Turtle WoW got. You don't even have to like those games. I was never a huge Turtle WoW fan myself, but the amount of effort and the content is undeniable. When you gave those developers money, you actually got something in return. You did not have to feel stupid for doing it, as most of us should feel right now if you give Blizzard money. Meanwhile, Blizzard, backed by freaking Microsoft, does literally nothing. It's embarrassing as fuck. Now, obviously, this didn't happen for just one single reason, but the fact that classic players keep happily replaying fresh after fresh, then TBC again, then Wrath of the Lich King, then fresh, then TBC again, then Wrath of the Lich King, then a Season of Mastery, then Season of this is bullshit. Because of this, because the microtransactions that these people keep buying into these re-releases, this is absolutely part of the problem. There was never any kind of pressure on Blizzard. The money kept going. It was the opposite of pressure. The apes kept buying their monthly dose of shit. So why would Blizzard do anything related to Classic Plus for the longest time? That's why they're so behind. Rushing means investing more money, and that money is obviously much better spent buying another yacht for the shareholders, since you don't have to get more money since the apes buy the shit. At least now people are slowly starting to wake up at the 11th hour. Way too late, but maybe not too late. Because Classic Plus can absolutely fail. Hell, I wouldn't even be surprised if it did. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I would not be surprised at all if it fails. My biggest fear was never that Classic Plus would launch and miss the mark though. Games can recover. OSRS recovered. Their launch was not great either. The game kind of died for a while from what I understand. And look at it now. My biggest fear is that Classic Plus would launch, be complete dogshit, but a ton of people would keep paying anyway for some unknown, ungodly reason, as they are doing right now in all the versions that we have of World of Warcraft, this slop that Blizzard keeps delivering. But now I can at least have some part of me that can feel that if that is to happen, if Classic Plus comes out and it fails, maybe the apes buying and eating the shit, maybe, just maybe, that won't happen. Maybe it's the copium talking, but seeing Joker say these things, seeing his chat agree, seeing Savix saying similar things, seeing his chat agree, seeing Reddit slowly shift, seeing more and more of these comments on my own channel over the past few weeks and on other people's videos as well, it actually gives me hope. Because Blizzard changes when people leave, and only then. Retail didn't improve after Shadowlands because Blizzard suddenly became generous. Retail improved because everybody quit. Now, the unintended downside is that a lot of the people who came back are either a bunch of soft snowflakes who think modern World of Warcraft is actually good, or a bunch of bots, which isn't exactly ideal. But still, Blizzard only acted because people left. Remember when FF14 was bigger than World of Warcraft for months? That was insane. Blizzard didn't change because they cared, they don't give a fuck, they changed because they had to. And if Classic Plus launches and fails because people don't buy stuff anymore and because people quit, maybe this time people will actually walk away instead of rewarding Blizzard for another dogshit product. That's the only language Blizzard has consistently understood for the past decade. To some degree, even if Blizzard never touched vanilla, and no private server ever existed, I would always come back to Classic WoW. But only once every few years. I would level one character to 60, play for a couple of months, then not touch the game again until another few years have passed. For an MMO with literally zero content updates to still do that for so many people, especially people who played for years with no updates, this is insane. MMOs live and die by their content updates, yet Vanilla WoW is the only game that can still maintain a healthy player base, simply because so many people keep coming back after long breaks, despite absolutely nothing new being added. It's just that good. It's not nostalgia. I never played the game before 2019, I never played World of Warcraft as a whole before 2016. Not RuneScape, not Guild Wars, not Retail WoW, not Final Fantasy, no other MMO could survive being treated the way Classic has been by Blizzard. If any other MMO went 7 years without meaningful updates, you would never hear about it again because the internet would have forgotten it even existed. I think Classic WoW's potential is massively underestimated. If Classic Plus launches in a good state, not even an amazing one, just a good state, and Blizzard keeps improving it for 2 or 3 years with consistent updates that actually respect the spirit of vanilla, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it became the biggest MMORPG on the market. On top of that, give it another 2 or 3 years and I honestly think it could reach the peak that WoW had during the Wrath and even exceed it. Call me insane, call me stupid, I genuinely believe that's the potential of a properly expanded vanilla World of Warcraft. Retail's potential is pretty much where it is right now. The game is huge, but this is the best it will ever be. It's only slowly downhill from here. Believe me, new players just aren't coming anymore. Why would they? Classic Plus has that pull. It has that power. The only question is whether Blizzard is actually going to use it or if we just keep getting a Battle Pass seasonal bullshit fiesta. I guess we'll find out soon. But seeing things like Joker quitting, it's great. I hope he has a ton of fun playing Palworld, and I hope one day Blizzard gives him and me and everyone else a reason to become truly addicted to Classic again. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, and maybe give the video on the screen a chance as well. Until the next time, kiss you, peace.